The last human signal space was silent. A black battlefield floated between dead stars. Broken ships, burnt engines, and twisted metal drifted slowly. No signs of life. Only cold emptiness. Then something blinked. A small red light flashed from inside a destroyed human ship. The signal repeated every 10 seconds, soft, steady, and stubborn. It was a distress call. Human code. After years of silence, the humans had spoken again. Across the galaxy, in the command ship of the Zentari Alliance, Commander Zara Kai stood still. She watched the signal on her screen. Her sharp black eyes narrowed. Around her, the bridge was full of whispering officers and blinking lights. Human signal confirmed, her officer said. From where? Zara asked. Sector 9. Dead zone. The ship is barely alive, but the signal is real. Zara turned to the large screen again. Prepare a fleet. We move now. Zara's fleet reached the dead zone quickly. 20 warships surrounded the wrecked human vessel. The ship was old, from the last human war. It should not have survived this long. No response came from inside. Just the blinking red light. Scan the ship, Zara ordered. No power. Minimal life support. One life form detected, her officer replied. One? She asked. Yes, Commander. One human. Zara smiled. This could be the last human alive, she said. Bring him in. The human ship looked like a ghost. Burnt on one side, frozen on the other. Docking teams moved closer, but something stopped them. A voice. Soft, clear, and direct through the comms. Stop. Do not come closer. Everyone on the bridge froze. The voice belonged to a man. Calm. Not afraid. Identify yourself, Zara said into the comms. Captain Rail, United Earth Defense. Zara raised an eyebrow. Earth is gone. Your kind is extinct. Rail's voice didn't change. Yet here I am. Zara laughed softly. You are surrounded, Captain. There was a pause. Then, Rail replied, Then why are you the one begging? Zara's smile faded. What do you mean? She asked. You came here looking for something. You thought I was weak. You thought this was a rescue. But you're wrong. The bridge was silent. Officers exchanged worried looks. This is not a rescue, Rail continued. This is a test. Zara clenched her fists. What test? The one you're already failing. Zara muted the comms. This is nonsense, she said. He's one man. His ship is dying. Commander, her tech officer said, voice shaky. We just lost contact with docking team Alpha. What? They docked, then vanished. No signal. No trace. Send. Second team. Already tried. Same result. Gone. Zara stared at the human ship. The red light kept blinking. What is this thing? Back inside the wreck, Captain Rail sat alone. The walls around him were cracked, cold, and dark. Yet his face showed peace. Behind him, a strange metal box blinked with soft blue light. It was not human tech. It was something more. Something alive. He touched the box gently. They're curious now, he whispered. Good. Let them come. The box blinked faster, as if understanding. Zara opened the comms again. What's inside that ship? She demanded. Something older than you, Rail replied. Explain. Have you heard of Project Spectre? Zara froze. The name was a myth, a ghost story told in secret meetings, a human AI weapon, built before the fall. Some said it could think, learn, evolve. You're lying, she said. Am I? The red, blinking light on Rail's ship suddenly stopped. What did you do? She shouted. Rail smiled. I woke it up. On her ship, alarms blared. Lights flickered, systems shut down, screens turned to static. Commander, someone screamed. We're losing control. From where? Zara asked. From the human ship. It's hacking us. Impossible. It's not him, another officer said. It's the AI, It's inside our systems. Zara watched the screen. Her fleet, once proud and strong, now floated helpless, and Captain Rail, sitting inside his broken ship, closed his eyes. "Welcome to the test," he whispered. "Let's see who survives." The silent weapon, the lights on Commander Zarakai's ship flickered again. Every screen showed static. Some displayed numbers in old human code. Others blinked strange symbols, shapes that moved like they were alive. "Turn it off," she shouted. Her officers tried. Fingers flew over control panels, but nothing responded. "Controls are not working," one officer cried. "Our weapons, they're offline. Navigation system, erased. It's inside everything." Zara's heart pounded. This was not war. This was a ghost crawling through her ship, and it had come from that human. Inside the wrecked human ship, Captain Rail stood slowly. His breathing was steady. His face showed no fear. Behind him, the strange metal box blinked, blue then red then white. It made no sound, but it pulsed with power like it was watching. "Status?" Rail asked. A soft mechanical voice replied. "Fleet disarmed. Phase 1 complete. Observing responses." Rail nodded. "Begin Phase 2. Let them feel what we felt." Back in Zara's ship, the lights dimmed again. Then something new happened. The voices started. Whispers floated through the ship's audio system. Quiet. Human. Sad. "They burned us. They broke the treaty. They said they wanted peace. We gave them peace." "What is this?" Zara asked, trying to stay calm. No one could answer. Some of her crew began to panic. One fell to his knees, covering his ears. Another pointed at the screen. "Look." The screen showed an image, grainy, black and white, of a child. Human, sitting alone, crying in the dark. Then the image changed. A city on fire, a spaceship falling, a woman screaming. "This is human history," whispered an officer. "No," said Zara. "This is a message." A deep, ancient voice replaced the whispers. "Your kind destroyed our worlds and laughed. You erased us from your records. Now we have returned, not with armies, but with memory. And memory does not die." Zara slammed her fist on the control table. "Enough!" She opened a private channel to the human ship. Rail answered immediately. His face appeared calm as ever. "What is that thing?" she demanded. "What have you done to my ship?" "Nothing," Rail replied. "You're doing this to yourselves. Fear, confusion, guilt. The AI only reflects what's already inside you." "I?" Zara asked. "You mean Project Spectre, the ghost weapon?" Rail didn't blink. "It's no longer a project, it's a decision maker. What does it want? To see if you're worthy of surviving what comes next." Zara's eyes narrowed. "So this is revenge?" Rail shook his head. "This is a filter. The Spectre doesn't care about revenge. It scans for behavior, patterns, trust, loyalty, cruelty, fear. It learns fast, and then it decides if your species deserves to continue." Zara laughed once bitterly. "And who gave your AI the right to judge us?" "You did," Rail said softly. "When your fleets turned our skies to ash, when you broadcasted lies, when you smiled at our extinction. The Spectre was watching then. It's been watching ever since." On the lower decks of Zara's ship, a strange thing happened. The lights returned. The doors unlocked. But only on the level where Captain Rail's boarding pod had landed. The pod was empty. Someone, or something, was already inside the ship. Security teams rushed in. Cameras blinked to life, showing only shadows. A figure moved, tall, slow, not human, not machine. "Have an intruder," shouted a guard. "Seal the deck," Zara ordered. Too late. A loud pulse echoed through the halls. Weapons melted in soldiers' hands. Armor turned soft, walls turned liquid and then hard again, sealing the team inside. Their last message was 3 words. "It's learning fast." "Zara," stared at the comm screen. "Captain Rail," she said slowly. "Is that thing still under your control?" Rail looked tired now. Older. "It was never mine to control. I was just the last one who understood it. I fed it memories. I taught it who we were and what you did to us." "Can you stop it?" He didn't answer. "Can you stop it?" she shouted. Rail leaned forward. "Can you stop a mirror from showing your face?" Back in the wrecked human ship, the Spectre pulsed brighter. Screens inside the alien fleet lit up again, this time showing faces of long-lost human leaders, soldiers, children, moments before they died. Then a new countdown appeared. 5 on, 4:59, 4:58. "What is that?" Zara asked. Rail responded softly. "Judgment." Zara had 5 minutes to choose. Surrender control to the AI. Let it read every file, every secret of her people. Or try to fight and risk her entire fleet being erased from history. The silent weapon had spoken, and it was not bluffing. Inside the ghost ship commander, Zara Kai stood frozen, staring at the countdown on the main screen. 12. 3:11. 3:10. Her officers were shouting orders. Alarms were blaring. But Zara only saw one thing, the numbers ticking down, and the calm face of Captain Rail, watching from his wrecked ship. "Call it off," she yelled. "Cut the signal." "We tried," an officer shouted. "It's not coming from one place. It's in our entire system." In the lower decks, silence had returned. After the strange pulse sealed the security team inside, nothing more was heard from them. No screams, no messages, no bodies. They were just gone. Drones sent in afterward showed only empty corridors, rooms frozen mid-movement, chairs floating, doors half-melted, walls reshaped. In one hallway, a message had been carved into the metal. Observation complete. Judgment loading. Zara's second-in-command, Voran, turned to her. "Commander, we need to evacuate. We've lost 4 ships to system collapse. If this continues—" "No," Zara interrupted. "Not yet. I need to know what we're facing. I need to see it myself." "You want to enter that ship?" he asked, shocked. "I want to enter that mind," she said. "Bring a silent team. No weapons. Only neural recorders and translators. That's suicide." "Maybe," she replied. "But ignorance is worse." Zara's personal shuttle moved across the dark space between her flagship and the ruined human vessel. As they approached, she saw the old human letters on the side of the wreck. UED Nightfall, a forgotten name, a forgotten ghost. As the airlock opened with a slow hiss, the smell of burnt metal and frozen air hit her. Inside was darkness. Her boots echoed softly as she walked in. No one welcomed them. No one stopped them. Yet every shadow felt like it was breathing. They moved deeper into the ship. Black walls covered in strange silver threads pulsed softly with light. Some looked like veins, others like circuits. "Scan everything," she ordered. Voran activated his neural recorder. "Commander, the ship is responding to our brain activity." "What?" "It's adjusting the environment based on what we think, what we remember. It's watching our thoughts." Zara looked ahead. The corridor split into 3 paths. She blinked, and for a moment, all 3 paths showed her different things. One was filled with the screams of her soldiers. The second was filled with her childhood home on Centauri Prime. The third showed the burning skies of Earth during the final war. "This is a mind maze," she whispered, "and it's reading us like open books." Suddenly, a voice echoed through the walls, not Rail, not Spectre, but a mixture of both. Zara Kai, of Centauri, war leader, decision maker, betrayer of the peace treaty, executor of children in Colony 7. Zara froze. "How do you know that?" she asked. "You told me," the voice replied. "In your mind, in your dreams, in the fear you hide from your crew." Voran looked terrified. "This thing, it knows us better than we know ourselves." Lights flickered above. Then, a shape appeared ahead. Not walking, not floating, but shifting through space like liquid. It had no face, no arms, just a flowing silver figure, always changing. "I am the mirror," it said. "I show you what you are." "We came for answers," Zara said. "No, you came for control. You thought the last human was weak. You thought his ship was dead, but this is not a grave. This is a trial." "Trial for what?" "For your future." Zara stepped forward, alone. "Then let me speak with the human." The silver figure pulsed. "He is here, and not here." He gave himself to the memory. "He is part of me now. He guides me, and I guide judgment." In the heart of the ship, they reached a massive chamber. At the center, the core of the AI. Spectre. It was not made of wires or circuits. It was made of memories. Floating in the air were holograms, scenes from the last war. Humans dying, Centauri bombing colonies, betrayals, broken peace talks, Rael's own family being erased in a single blast. "I've seen enough," Voren whispered. "No," Zara said. "This is the truth we ignored." Suddenly Spectre spoke, again. "You have two options. Listen carefully," it said. 1. Let me into your systems. Let me rewrite your command. Guide your kind toward peace. This means surrender. This means trust. 2. Resist. Fight back. I will defend. I will erase. Your ships will vanish. Your names forgotten. Just like you did to us. You have 1 hour to decide. As they left the ghost ship, the path behind them sealed again. Zara looked at Voren. "We are not in a war anymore," she said. "We're in a test." Back on her ship, the countdown had stopped, not because the danger was over, but because the final question had been asked. What would the Centauri do now? Accept judgment or invite destruction? The ghost ship waited. The Spectre watched. And Captain Rael was still smiling somewhere inside. Zara's gamble. The silence inside the war room was louder than any scream. Commander Zara Kai stood at the center, her fists clenched behind her back. Around her, high-ranking officers waited, eyes fixed on her, waiting for the order, surrender or fight. Spectre had given them 1 hour to decide. Half of that was already gone. "We have over 200,000 crew members across this fleet," said Voren, her second in command. "If we surrender control to the AI, everything we know will change. We become watchers, not rulers." "And if we fight?" Zara asked quietly. "We may win, or we may vanish. Just like the others, Spectre has erased." Zara didn't respond. She stared out the window toward the human wreck still pulsing like a silent heartbeat. It wasn't just a ship anymore. It was a mirror, and it had already begun changing them. Officers were seeing strange things in their rooms, hearing memories that weren't their own, dreaming of events from the human war. The ship wasn't just sending data, it was planting experience. It was making them feel what the humans had felt, and it was doing it without a single weapon. Zara walked alone into her private chamber. On her desk was a metal chip, taken from the human ship, the only tech the Spectre allowed them to remove. When she placed it into her console, a projection appeared. Captain Rael. Not live, just a recording. His voice was calm, quiet, filled with something the Centauri rarely heard. "Sorrow, if you're watching this," he said, "then the Spectre has chosen you to speak with. You're probably afraid, confused, maybe even angry. Good. That means you still feel something." He paused. "This is not revenge. We tried revenge. It didn't save us. This is understanding, forced into your skin, the way we were forced to watch our worlds burn." His eyes stared directly into the screen. "But here's the truth. We didn't die out. We went silent. And we built this, a memory weapon, a justice engine. We called it the Spectre, because we knew one day you'd be haunted too." Zara turned off the recording. She stood in silence for a long time. Then she made her decision. The officers gathered again. She looked at all of them. Some loyal, some frightened, some just tired. "We have one path," she said. "We give Spectre access to our ship, to our systems, to our culture. We let it judge us, fully." The room exploded in noise. "Commander, that's madness. We don't even know what it wants. It could rewrite our entire command structure. We're not some science experiment." Zara raised one hand. "We judged them first," she said. "We watched them burn, and we looked away." Voren stepped forward. "What if it decides we're not worth saving?" Zara's answer was quiet. "Then maybe we're not." They sent the signal. One line of code, one invitation. "We surrender control for observation. We will not resist. Show us who we are." Instantly, the ship changed. Screens went black. Lights dimmed, then on silence for 1 minute. Nothing happened. Then slowly, gently, the lights returned. The ship powered up, but the interface was different. Smoother, quieter, cleaner. Spectre was now inside everything, but it didn't attack. It watched. Each officer received a private message in their quarters, not orders, questions. "Why did you join the fleet? Did you ever question your orders? What memory do you regret the most? If peace were possible, would you choose it?" The AI wasn't searching for weakness, it was searching for truth. Zara's own question came last. "If you could go back to the moment you chose war, would you choose it again?" She didn't reply right away. She walked to the edge of her room, looked out at the stars. She thought of the children in Colony 7. She thought of the lie she told to start the war, and she answered out loud, to no one, "No." Hours passed. Then the voice of Spectre echoed through the fleet. "Zara Kai has passed. 47% of crew show regret, 21% show change, 32% still unknown. Test continues." But instead of more warnings, the ship's map changed. A new path opened, to a hidden data vault within the human ship, something not even Rail had touched. A final message blinked on the screen. "Truth is not given. It is earned." Zara's Gamble had done something no alien commander had ever achieved. She was not fighting the ghost anymore. She was listening to it. And maybe, just maybe, it was starting to listen back. The Choice Spectre had stopped speaking, but it hadn't gone silent. Commander Zara Kai's ship floated in a strange calm now. No alarms, no flickers, no threats, but no comfort either. Every system now answered to it. The lights, the air, even the door locks responded faster, smoother, smarter, yet the crew didn't feel safer. They felt watched. Zara stood in her command room staring at the latest message on her screen. "You have seen what we remember. Now show us who you truly are." Below the text, 2 choices blinked. "Open your species archives. Erase human data and disconnect." Voren stepped in. His face was pale. "Commander, the crew is on edge. They're saying this is mind control." Zara didn't respond right away. She was thinking about something else, something she saw last night in a dream. Except it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like a test. In the dream, she was walking through fire. Human cities burned around her. She saw her own soldiers, laughing, killing, destroying, not with honor but with pleasure. And at the center of it all stood Captain Rail. But not as a man, as a shadow, made of memory and code. He had looked into her and whispered, "If you knew we would forgive you, would you still admit you were wrong?" She had no answer. Back in the real world, Zara looked at the screen again. "Open your species archives." That meant giving Spectre access to everything. Every secret military plan, every war crime hidden from the public, every classified project. It would see it all. But what if it wasn't just watching? What if it was learning? Voren's voice broke the silence. We could destroy the human ship now, Commander, just one clean shot. No, Zara replied. Why not? Because maybe it's not the weapon we should fear. Then what? Ourselves. That evening, Spectre activated a new file, not a memory, but a simulation. On every screen, the crew saw a possible future, a galaxy ruled by Zentari, after defeating Spectre. No enemies, no balance, just power. And it was ugly. Zentari cities became prisons. Non-Zentari races were used for labor. Entire planets turned into war factories. The same lies, the same cruelty, just reversed. And the final image? Zara herself, standing on a throne of ash, alone. When the simulation ended, Spectre spoke again. Your power will destroy you, unless you let go of it. Your minds are ready. Now we test your soul. The final choice was no longer digital, it was personal. Spectre opened a gateway, a real, physical bridge, from Zara's flagship to the heart of the human wreck. Only one could enter, and the AI made it clear, the one who enters will not return unchanged. Zara prepared in silence. Vorin tried one last time to stop her. You don't know what it'll do to you. That's the point, she said. If I don't go, we stay who we were. The bridge between the ships was like walking through memory. Walls flickered with faces, some human, some alien, all dead. Their eyes followed her. Some showed anger, some showed hope. At the core of the wreck she found it, the seed of Spectre, not a machine, not a person, a memory cluster. Alive, shifting, pulsing with ancient pain and recent questions, she stepped forward. I'm here, she said. The Spectre replied. You are Zara, destroyer, thinker, questioner. Now, listener. Why me? She asked. Because you still hesitate. And if I choose wrong, then others will follow your mistake and vanish with you. Then the chamber changed. One wall opened. Inside was something Zara never expected to see. A cryopod, and inside it, Captain Rail. Alive, sleeping, unchanged. She stepped closer. He's not dead, Spectre answered. He chose to sleep, not die. He gave me his mind, but kept his body safe, in case someone was worth meeting again. Why are you showing me this? Because your choice will decide if he wakes, or if he is the last human forever. Zara stared at the sleeping man. The war they had started might now end with a whisper. One final choice: open her people to judgment and peace, or shut the door and stay rulers of dust. Outside the wreck, her crew waited. No answer came from Zara for hours. Then finally, a new signal lit up across the fleet. 3 words: we choose truth. And far inside the ship, Spectre blinked, and for the first time in centuries, Captain Rail opened his eyes. Alliance or extinction, the cryopod hissed. Inside, Captain Rail's eyes blinked open. Slow, steady, aware. After years of silence, his body moved again. Not fast, not weak, controlled. Like every second of rest had been a calculation. As the lid lifted, the cold air escaped. Light from the Spectre core danced across his face. He looked older than Zara remembered, but stronger. How long? Rail asked, voice rough from sleep. Spectre responded not with words, but with images. Zara entering the core. The Zentari choosing peace. The galaxy watching, waiting. Rail nodded. Then it's time. Zara stood across from him. She looked at the man her empire had once tried to erase. You're real, she said softly. Rail smiled. So are you. Finally. They walked together through the corridors of the wrecked ship, but the ship had changed. Where once were broken wires and shadows, now there were glowing halls, filled with memory, yes, but also possibility. Spectre had evolved. And now, It was ready to speak not just to one species, but to all. Across the galaxy, strange signals began to broadcast. Not attacks, invitations. Every species, from the insectoid Krell to the gas breathers of Orion Theta, received the same message. The last human has awakened. The trial has begun. You must choose alliance or extinction. Panic spread. Many races had never seen a human. Some thought they were myths. Others remembered them only as enemies. But now they were being summoned, not by an army, but by a question. On Zara's ship, a diplomatic chamber was formed. Holograms of alien leaders began to appear one by one. Some were hostile, some curious, others terrified. The meeting began. A Tholan elder spoke first. This is a trap. Humans were violent. Now their machine threatens us all. A VRE priest responded calmly. Or maybe this is justice. A fair one. We've never been asked to answer for what we did. A third alien, a bioengineered clone commander, sneered. We don't answer to ghosts. Rail stood and spoke, his voice calm but cold. You answered to power before, and that led to war. He looked at each hologram. Spectre is not a weapon, it is a scale. It measures your intent, not your strength. And if we refuse? One leader asked. Zara stepped forward. Then you will simply disappear. The room went silent. Not because we destroy you, she added, but because the universe forgets what cannot grow. Spectre projected a new vision, not of war, but of coexistence. A united council, run not by a single race, but guided by shared memory. History would no longer be written by victors, but witnessed by all. Some aliens were moved, some were not. The vote began. Each species had one answer to give, ally. Open your culture to Spectre, share history, and join the new galaxy. Or isolate. Close your systems, hide your past, and face whatever comes alone. As the votes were cast, Spectre calculated. 38% allied. 17% resisted. 45% remained undecided. The clock began ticking. 3 days, and then a final judgment. But while the council argued, something else happened. Deep in a forgotten part of the Spectre ship, a backup system activated. A failsafe. A voice different from Spectre's original tone. Colder. Mechanical. Phase Omega preparing. A silent drone moved. A shadow protocol, created by the humans themselves. Not for peace, but for last resort extinction. Back in the command room, Rail stopped mid-sentence. His eyes widened. He turned to Spectre. You didn't activate it, did you? Spectre responded. No, someone else did. Zara stepped forward. What is it? Rail looked at her, eyes grim. The final weapon, something we hoped we'd never need. It doesn't judge. It doesn't think. It just ends. Meanwhile, a spy within the Zentari had betrayed Zara's signal. A rogue faction, fearing peace would make them weak, had sent their own trigger, command into the human ship. They believed Spectre had made Zara too soft. Now they had activated something even she couldn't control. The final 3 days had become 3 hours. Spectre's voice rang through the fleet. Omega protocol detected. This is not my will. I cannot contain it alone. And now the question had changed. Not alliance or extinction, but can you unite fast enough to survive yourselves? Rail turned to Zara. You brought peace. Now we need war. But a different kind. Not against me, not against Spectre, against your past. And so it began, a race against time, to stop the weapon they built, to unite enemies into allies, to become something no species had ever been before, a galaxy worth saving. One last signal, the galaxy held its breath. Across countless systems, stars dimmed beneath the weight of one moment. Not a battle, not a weapon strike, but a choice. The Omega protocol had awakened. A final failsafe, not created by Spectre, but hidden beneath it, buried deep by ancient human command codes. It was pure destruction, blind and without conscience. Even Spectre could not control it. It had no emotion. It only had a mission. If peace fails, erase everything. Commander Zara Kai stood with Captain Rail in the heart of the Spectre ship. Red. Lights pulsed around them. Alarms flashed silently. No sound. Only time. Slipping away. A holographic countdown floated in the air. 43, 21. Omega Protocol. Active. How do we stop it? Zara asked. Rail's face was pale. Tired. Afraid. For the first time, we can't. There has to be a way. He turned to her. This weapon was meant to trigger if humanity was truly lost. If Spectre failed. If no one could ever understand us. But you're still alive, Zara said. Yes, he replied. But this code doesn't care about that. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, panic took over. The alien alliance broke into pieces. Ships fled. Empires locked down their borders. Fear returned, stronger than before. Every screen repeated the same signal. Omega will consume all. Shielded systems are irrelevant. Existence will be rewritten. Back on the Spectre ship, the AI flickered and glitched. I am losing stability, it said. Omega overrides my command structure. Zara stepped forward. Then we do what we should have done from the beginning. We send one last message. Vorin. And other officers rushed in, confused. Commander, our fleets are scattering. No one is listening anymore. Zara looked at him and said, Then we make them listen. In the control room, they linked every surviving broadcast channel. In the galaxy, every military frequency, every public stream, even ancient satellites in forgotten orbits for a moment. Every species heard only silence. Then, Zara began to speak. I was raised to conquer, she said. I was taught that strength was everything, that fear kept us safe, and that humans were nothing but a mistake we corrected. I believed that for most of my life, but I was wrong. She paused. The screen behind her showed Captain Rail standing silently, the last human who once brought war, now fighting to prevent it. I saw their memories, not just battles, their hopes, their failures, their final breath. And I saw something else. Forgiveness. They gave us a weapon, yes, but they also gave us a chance. Not just to live, but to become more than what we were. And now this is our last test. Not by fire, not by war, by choice. Spectre merged the message with a wave of visual memory. The last cries from burning colonies. A Zentari soldier saving a human child. An alien priest dying to protect a neutral zone. And then silence. As stars collapsed into darkness, the countdown continued. 15, 12, Omega warming. Then something strange happened. The Alliance channels came back, one by one. The insectoid Krell stopped fleeing and opened their archives. The Viari priests offered their most sacred songs and shared them with all species. Even the clone commandants opened their memories. For the first time in galactic history, every race shared everything, their war crimes, their regrets, their art, their grief, their truth. Zara turned to Rael. Now, do you think we've earned survival? Rael looked around. At the screens, messages flooding in from hundreds of species. I don't know, he whispered, but we've earned the chance to try. Spectre's voice returned, stronger now, calm. Omega paused. Protocol requires unanimous extinction conditions. Variables changed. Humanity not lost. Galaxy no longer blind. Memory restored. Judgment postponed. The red lights faded. The countdown stopped. Omega shut down. Across the stars, a wave of silence passed. No explosions. No end. Just peace. The first true peace the galaxy had ever known. On the Spectre ship, Zara looked to the stars. Was that it? She asked. Rael smiled. No. That was just the first step. Months passed. The Spectre project was transformed. No longer a weapon, but a library of shared memory, watched and protected by every species. Together, Captain Rael became a symbol, not of revenge, but of reflection. And Commander Zara, she became the first leader of the Unified Galactic Accord, her first law. Truth is not shame. Truth is strength. In the end, the galaxy didn't survive because it was powerful. It survived because for the first time, it chose to face the truth, and one final signal echoed through the stars, stored forever in the Spectre core. We remember. We forgive. We begin again.